Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. The 32nd Diplomatic Conference took place on the morning of December 19 under the direction of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng. Cần Thơ City's National Assembly delegation surveyed the management of wastewater plants in the city. Cần Thơ City People's Committee implemented projects to prevent flooding and landslides in the city. Top news today. On December 19 morning, the 32nd Diplomatic Conference took place with the theme Promoting the Pioneering Role, Building a Comprehensive, Modern, Strong Diplomacy, Successfully Implementing Resolution Number 13 of the Party Congress in hybrid form. General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng attended and gave a speech to direct the conference.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Bùi Thanh Sơn stressed during his opening remarks at the conference that, while actively promoting the concept of Vietnamese bamboo diplomacy, foreign affairs activities, particularly high-level diplomacy, occur in numerous significant multilateral platforms and mechanisms. As a result, the state of open foreign affairs is more solidly established, which is advantageous for preserving a tranquil and stable atmosphere, mobilizing outside resources to support social-economic development and strengthen the nation's standing. Especially, there has been a significant improvement in the framework of ties with numerous key partners, a strengthening of political confidence with numerous nations, and an expanded substantive and effective expansion of cooperation.
On December 18, the Cần Thơ City National Assembly delegation surveyed the implementation of policies and laws on environmental protection in preserving the environmental landscape and managing solid waste production and domestic wastewater in the city. The delegation inspected the Cần Thơ City wastewater treatment plant in Phú Thú Ward, Cái Răng district. This plant, which has been in operation since 2017 and is run by the Cần Thơ Water Supply and Sewerage Joint Stock Company, has a capacity of 30,000 cubic meter a day and night. The company has adhered closely to the permitted method in recent years, performs routine maintenance, and ensures that the treated wastewater meets column A quality standards before being released outside. Through survey, the delegation documented the unit's accomplishments, flaws, and suggestions made throughout running the factory and carrying out local environmental protection initiatives. On December 18, the Cần Thơ City Labor Federation coordinated with the Party Committee of the Business Sector and the Management Board of Cần Thơ Export Processing Zones to organize a delegation to visit several businesses in Cần Thơ Industrial Export Processing Zones.
The delegation visited Nha Trang Seafood Export Joint Stock Company, Hải Sản Seafood Joint Stock Company, Divic International Company Limited, Southern Seafood Company Limited in Danop and Danop Industrial Parks. The group gained knowledge about the unit's developments and cooperation, the Red Roots Trade Union's operations, the work that has recently been done to care for union members and workers, and the plans for celebrating the Lunar New Year at each destination. The delegation also presented gifts consisting of 1 million Vietnamese đồng in cash and supplies to employees who were facing challenging situations. The goal was to promote actions to look out for the benefits and well-being of employees and union members prior to the Lunar New Year 2024.
Cần Thơ City People Committee has just implemented projects to prevent flooding and landslides in the city. The Ô Môn River landslide prevention embankment projects, relevant departments and municipalities were tasked by the City People's Committee with conducting an immediate inspection and pressing for a quicker implementation of the investment procedures. Research and develop a plan to relocate residents of riverside areas at risk of dangerous and especially dangerous landslides to safe places to live, resettle and stabilize people's life, combining development land funds and creating new development space. At the same time, develop a detailed plan to expand the urban flood protection area to essentially solve the inner city's flooding problem and a project to close the Janok River embankment to prevent landslides and submitted to the government for consideration. The Council for Selecting and Honoring Outstanding Scientists in the city has just held a meeting to select and honor outstanding intellectuals and scientists in the area in 2023.
The Council has received 24 applications thus far. Following receipt of application, the Secretariat supporting the Council examined it and contrasted it with the requirements and selection criteria outlined in the regulations, published under City People's Committee Decision number 17,030, classifying data into 3 groups. Speaking at the meeting, Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hè, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee and Chairman of the Council, asked members to select the appropriate rules, guidelines, and requirements. Fairness, openness, and transparency in particular should be focused on while choosing the most deserving individuals to honor and reward as the Chairman of the City People's Committee.
Leaders of the Department of Industry and Trade and the City Market Management Department on the morning of December 18 worked with SDS Southwest Petroleum Company Limited and Southwest Petroleum Company Limited, Petrolimex. The units pledged to make sure that there would be enough gas for the Tet holiday and suggested to the appropriate departments that they help promote the operation of store number 1 and number 11. The heads of the City Market Management Department and the City Department of Industry and Trade encourage businesses to effectively implement Decree 80, which amends the government's regulations about the petroleum industry, specifically expedite the implementation of the invoicing system and linked it to the Ministry of Finance, the General Department of Taxation, and the Smart Command Center in Cần Thơ. Additionally, the government intends to encourage, educate, and assist petroleum companies in correctly implementing state regulations. The Department of Industry and Trade has just coordinated with the Market Management Department of Cần Thơ City and the Economic Department of Ninh Kiều and Cái Răng District to check the situation of commercial activities preparing for Christmas, New Year, and Lunar New Year 2024.
Supermarket representatives stated that they had all of their reserves ready for the last months of the current year and the upcoming year 2024. Supermarkets offer discounts and promotions in addition to supply preparation, with a particular emphasis on substantial savings on consumer goods during the Lunar New Year and year-end holidays. The direction of Cần Thơ City's Department of Industry and Trade, Mr. Hà Vũ Sơn, expressed gratitude for the efforts made to stabilize and store items at the units and expressed the hope that business could continue to support the city so that its residents may celebrate it merrily. Simultaneously, the City Market Management Department and functional agencies will collaborate to closely monitor and vigorously address instances of hoarding and trade in counterfeit goods.
ST25, the rice variety that once won the title of the best rice in the world, organized by the Rice Trade Organization, has officially enjoyed preferential tariff when exported to the EU market, according to information from an agriculture management agency. When exported to the EU, ST24 also benefits from tax concessions in addition to ST25. Before ST24 and ST25, 9 other Vietnamese varieties also enjoy tax incentives when exported to the EU. The Mekong Delta region is the primary producers of varieties that benefit from special tax rules when exported to the European Union. The EU grants Vietnam a tax preferential quota of 80,000 tons per year, of which 30,000 tons are milled rice, 20,000 tons are unmilled rice, and 30,000 tons of fragrant rice, in accordance with the pledge of the Vietnam-EU Free Trade Agreement. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.